Welcome back to Yeti episode number 96. We're at Milano-Sanremo, and when nobody wanted to attack and the pace was monumentally slow, I took my weakest guy for the day, going, well, I guess I'll take the bait and I'll head off into the sunset and ride solo for a while because nobody wanted to follow either. Zayat's got out to a 10-minute gap pretty quickly for this extremely long Milano-Sanremo, and he's on a -3 race day condition, which is a -5 draw. The entire team had an expected of a +2, so we've got, oh gosh, what is it, like a -5? I mean, he's got 5, we've got 4, that's 9. We've got a -11 for 3 guys and a +6 for the others. So yeah, -5 net today. Gap's already back down to 6.5 after going out to that 10. I was riding a 58 for a while, slowly recovering now, holding at a 60. Pretty stable, but the gap is slowly coming down now. It was at about 7.5 when I sped up that little bit. He's not going to hold it, certainly not with 146k, and I'm already chasing him down, but it'll be one of those fun while it lasted things. And even though the overall -5 net draw for the day as a team, we still have 4 guys with good race day condition. Pickrell, Harrison, Vasilevsky, G. It's a good group to have. Of course, the fastest guy, Aiden Shaw, is among those who's got that negative, and so it flips his role. But the 2 weakest guys, Zayats and Puck, are 2 of the 3 with the negatives. So I think we're still in pretty good shape for the day to be competitive. And I tend to like these really long races because others don't protect their riders, and so they do eventually get punished for that. And it gives us a chance to level that playing field a little bit. Nearly done with the biggest climb of the day. Still holding a 550 gap. In fact, it's gone back out just a little bit as these guys have led up, allowing Zayats to open it. So that's a good thing. In fact, we're about to recover on this descent, so I'm going to push a little bit harder through here. He'll get that recovery. Let's get him some water. Let's try about a 61 or a 62. I think he should be able to hold that pace. And Shaw, the weakest guy now here, needs to go get water for us. 118k left. No big chase. He's still at 518. I'll use everything he's got to just try to stay out as well we can, unless it becomes glaringly obvious. Right now it's pretty obvious though. I mean, 4.5 minutes, still 103k to go. His stamina taking that -4 today, absolutely not helping. He's got an okay flat with a 77, but okay, we're gonna try a 64. Everybody else is fine. Everybody's got water. Let's speed things up for a bit. Not much is gonna happen besides the seconds just ticking off and that gap getting smaller and smaller. Now inside 4. With 80k to go, the gap is now down to 3 minutes, and we are definitely expending the energy. This is about the maximum pace that he can go. He's not going to be able to hang on to it. In fact, I think I'm going to have to let up a little bit, but he's going to get dropped by the group, guaranteed. He's not going to be able to hold them off at just 2.5 minutes, so it's one of those fun while it lasted scenarios. We will gel up for him fairly soon and get his water fairly soon as we head into the final phase of this thing. And the solo rider, our guy today, down to just 2 minutes. Let's gel up for him. Let's get Shaw to get that water. We'll be focused on these guys soon enough. And speaking of focus, let's get that up to an 80 so they can hold. Zayats just over a minute ahead. We'll be able to focus on the rest of the team soon enough as he's going to get caught here rather quickly. Let's go ahead and protect Vasilevsky because G is the next guy in the mix for us. We want him to be protected now, or at least not have to do the work. 41k left. Nobody attacking. We're right back where we were with that. And Zayats is not getting dropped, which means the pace really isn't that bad right now. At 33k, he doesn't have the flat rating, he can't climb, he doesn't have the stamina. That's why we'll use him up now. 85. Okay, there's definitely some tempo here. There's definitely some tempo. Let's just go back and protect. Hardest climb of the day, not the longest. But this one's going to have some elevation, and if these guys are riding about an 80, and it's going to take a little bit out of us. Like they're riding more than that, right? We put Shaw in 85, and he was not overtaking the front of the field. Yeah, 82 is blinking red. Even Zayats is only in the middle of the peloton, even though he's completely spent and going backwards. One rider dropped from the field. What an unusual Milano-Sanremo. Zayats gets dropped. 171 left. Shaw, 22k to go. He's where he needs to be. We've got a descent coming. Let the descent come. Just after the descent, though, or soon after the descent anyway, we're going to want to set up a sprint train and get things going on that final climb. Survival is going to be the first thing, 3.9k, but it's only 3.9%. So you've got to have a high enough tempo to still be in the mix, but you could absolutely set up a sprint for after.
The pace is so high that a few riders are going to be
18k.
very slow at the end of the day.
Everybody's in a good strong position. Shaw has too much energy. There's no pace. We're going to have to inject some. 16.9k. Shaw is going to ride hard for a moment just to get forward, and then he's off. 90. That's enough to set the tempo. We'll speed it up a little bit before we begin the climb. On to Puck, 11.6. Shaw only has so much energy. We've got to set a good tempo and get out front so that we can handle the tempo of the climb without getting knocked down. And there's the base of it. So Puck at 93. Now we're out front, so give me a 99. G's going to be faster when he goes. Right now we're offsetting the tempo of all these other guys. 8.3k. So for pick roll. 7.9, here they come. G doing the work, but not hurting his teammates. Our sprinters are still good. 6.8k. Here comes the attack of your classics kind of guys, your puncher type guys. And we've already hit the counter moment on that, where we've dealt with all but two guys as we crest the top. Gel for the last two. Four guys, and we are well placed, and nobody's ahead of us. Wow, besides Pithy, like literally right there, 3.8k. Is Shaw still here? Oh my gosh, Shaw is still here. We still have him as a sprinter, 3.2k. Now, G sprinting. Pick roll. Oh, you blew up your team. They couldn't handle G's pace. He was a 67 sprinter. 67 sprinter.
And it's a superb sprint win for Milan.
Milan wins easily. Koish, Pithy. I don't know how guys with a 78 to 80 sprint can't keep up with a guy who's got a 67. Normally I take those flat guys without any sprint at all, but I figured 67 wasn't that bad. I started a little bit later than the 3k mark. I started at, what was that, like 2.6? By 2k. None of them had red bar. Maybe 1.5. That was pitiful. I'm really over sprints in this current makeup. Like, they are not functioning at all. We're not only not getting top 10s. Right now, we didn't even get a top 20. We were perfectly placed with 3k to go. 3 guys leading out our sprinter, and we couldn't even break the top 20. Like, we're at Bruges to Pain. We got a poor draw. We've had 2 crashes. We've had a puncture. We're having a rough start to the day. So if we get anything at all out of this race, I'm going to be celebrating. Because it's another flat finish, and that just hasn't been happening. I'm really over these new sprint mechanics, and we'll do what we can. 41K to go. 5 riders left off the front. Still a minute and a half. It's been the same 5 riders, but we are looking at a crosswind section, and I don't think a 78 is going to cut it here much longer for these final 34K. There's going to be a lot of tempo suddenly injected, or at least I would expect there to be, and so we're going to have to be on the defensive for that, hold position a lot stronger than normal. We're going to be entering that final phase here soon. That breakaway still has a just over a minute advantage, so that slowly but surely we're pulling them back, but they are holding the peloton off pretty well, and we are seeing some splits. 98 now in the peloton. We'll ride at 90 from here. 20K to go. There's the 5 riders, still 45 seconds ahead, and another crosswinds. This is going to be it. This is the one where I think going earlier, longer is going to suit us because of the conditions with the winds. Pickroll's probably the quickest, I mean, besides Shaw, Pickroll's probably the quickest guy we could go for today, but I'm going to ride for Vatsek for the first time. Give him a chance, see what he can do under these kind of circumstances. Lind is already leading the train. There we go, into that empty air a little bit. He's got no red bar. We're going to have to get somebody else taken over here shortly. 12K, yeah, on to Harrison. 1 rider left off the front. Caught 4 riders from the break. Nobody's been split off. 10K to go. Puck, get his gel ready. Harrison has almost got us forward. Finally, he gets us to the front, gets us into clean air right away, and a group of riders start to split off here with 8.7 to go. On to Puck. There's the final rider. Puck now leads the field with 7K to go. Harrison, can you get up the order? Maybe be a last-ditch sprinter. 3.7 on Tez, and we are out front. We're inside the final 3K, and we've got 2 real kind of non-sprinters here. 2.5K before I go. Montez does not do what we saw the last time. We actually get a proper lead out, but we're into the final K. Vatsek is led out. Harrison is he here to give me no. This is looking like a good finish, but it's not going to be a win. We're going to get beat here by Warren's killed, you would think. But Vatsek out front. He's not going to get the throw to the line, but he is going to get a podium. Warren's killed, as I've predicted, is able to take the victory, but Vatsek gets 3rd. Finally, we get a good result. Pickroll gets 8th. And Delete barely cracks the top 10. Koish doesn't even crack the top 10. Harrison gets 13th. Finally, we got an okay lead out. Got in the right position. But Vatsek's not that fast of a guy. A couple guys following his wheel. I think I need to go back to the old school tactic of just grab a wheel. Have all those sprinters, all those fast guys, just grab the wheel of whatever the fastest sprinters are and try to catch a ride and hope that they go just a hair too early, pull us out front, and then overtake them at the finish to take the win. Kind of like what just happened to us there. We were the ones that gave the perfect lead out for Orange Kill. We're at E3 in Harold Becca. It's not an easy race. There's cobbles in the right places on climbs that make it a fairly difficult one, but it's definitely not one of the hardest of the classic season. But the breakaway did not succeed. The chase down really took a lot out of the peloton. We just now caught that initial group, and another group then attacks. So as we're trying to let them out, we're ending up with a lot of the same riders, or a few different ones, but it looks like we'll have half as many as what we had initially, as there are now 7 forming up a breakaway, but they have not yet come together, and we have definitely not relented just yet. So they're going to have their work cut out for them, and a lot of those 7 were in that initial group, at least I think they probably were. So it's going to be a different chase down. You can see one of them has already been dropped as they hit this cobbled sector, just unable to handle the pace. He is able to rejoin the group. Depends on how much we let up. I think we'll let up enough that we'll see the recovery, but we're already almost down to 120k. We've only got one cobbled sector for the next quite a while, so this stage really kicks off when we start hitting the undulation, and then a lot of kind of back-to-back cobbled sectors, especially on short, punchy cobbled sectors. Even though Shaw has a +3, I cannot ride for him. He's not a strong enough cobble or climber to be able to handle this type of race. Pickroll, who would be a bit more well suited to that, can sprint, does have cobble, does have flat, just not a great climber. -3 has ruled him out as well. The race day condition is okay, though. It is okay, and Vatsek very well could be our leader for the day. We only allowed the breakaway 4 minutes, and if all or most of those 7 riders were in that same fight to be in the breakaway initially, it's going to be a rough day for them. They're already down to 3 minutes, and I think we're going to catch them very soon. But we are already into the undulation to come. Skinnier roads, short, steepy climbs. Steepy. Sure, that's a word. The action's really going to kick off here soon. Not just yet. It hasn't kicked off yet. Right now it's just a steady chase. We've pulled back another 20 seconds on those 7 riders, but here's another one of those short, steep climbs. Steepy climbs. Sure. Word of the day. Unword of the day. 66k now, though. So we are getting into that final phase after this cobbled sector, which we're going to up our effort for. We're going to get water. Pickroll, we'll send him back here shortly to handle that. The whole team is here in place, so now's a good time to do it. 156 chasing 7. Pickroll has the water. Oh, gets blocked off pretty badly by Pithy there. Otherwise, we would have gotten at least a couple more bike lengths before hitting that climb. But Pickroll nearly done with the task. Just no red bar to speak of, and hard to get through the team with these skinny roads.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up. The riders are going through a very tough portion with
3 riders escaping. I don't even think that was an attack. They just had separation. And when the separation was there, they just accelerated. But we have gotten separation. There's 29 now off the front. I would imagine it's going to come back together, but this is the type of race where that doesn't necessarily happen. Harasim, was he responsible for it? Could have been.
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the
We're not riding very hard, though. Peloton split off from a chase group. They've made contact here. Now it's 55. Harasim was the one riding solo, so he didn't have that extra protection. I could see why that would have seen him split off, though he is in the group of 10 following behind that has regained contact. Can you get up there? Harasim, nice job going on down that left-hand side and trying to make some forward progress.
The road is really treacherous.
Those 4 guys did escape successfully, though. 3 of them have made contact with the front, or possibly all 4. The one rider off the back could have been from the breakaway, but the number of climbs and cobbled sectors is now decreasing rather rapidly, and for the moment we're looking for a complete team to be in and amongst 68 riders left in contention. That is a phenomenal position to be in and could give us a real chance if we can put pressure and keep up a tempo and not allow guys to recover. And there we go. Harasim finally back up in a position. Pickroll. This is going to be the key moment of the race, though. So up to a 90. Paterberg, 3 stars, and steep.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Okay, increasing the effort again. Oh, come on. I successfully roll it up. I successfully roll it up from, what was it, like an 85 to a 94. I roll one more for a 95, and no, it just shoots down to a 76. Absolutely hate that that happens in this game. Probably not the reason behind the split, but wow, Pickroll is so far down. Pickroll's not, he's going backwards. Pickroll is literally going backwards. He lost 4 bike lengths. Right. Right. Okay. Well, that was chaos and
That's the end of the breakaway. The pack gave them
not
no
accurate.
chance.
Puck, 99. Seam, 99. Lind, 99.
The current pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are looking
Everybody
to create a
hold pace.
breakaway.
That's the last coupled sector, so just go as hard and as fast as you can and don't get dropped. Vatsek is here. 27 chasing 1. Now it's 44 chasing 1. Oh, now it's 5 off the front. There wasn't even an acceleration. Accelerated after the fact. I didn't see the acceleration. Maybe there was. Vanderpool attacked. 38 chasing 3. Montez is here. Protect
Falling
Fatsek.
behind. A team leader is falling behind.
And we are not that far out of this thing. Harasim. Harasim is who we ride for. So let's get Lind
It's an attack.
working and Harasim follow.
There's another rider with a puncture.
And
The
these
sides of
guys
the road
are
not a
right
tiger's best
behind it.
friend.
Oh, it's just Puck. I thought Shaw was in the group. No, he's way behind. Okay, put them on auto. They're too far back. Puck is not. Puck can get into the mix. We'll let Lynn do the work for the moment. We've got time to catch that front group. In fact, we've nearly caught them. It's 22 chasing 64.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can
Puck's
create
in
some
position
gaps.
now.
An attack is launched.
Contact has been made, at least for the moment. But there's a big gap here. Okay, we caught those front 5. Montez just continuing to protect 17K. That's it. Up your effort to hold. Puck, Gel. Niels Pollitt, Monaway, Alvarez, Oliveira trying to get back up there. They're going to make contact with this chase group.
The riders have just passed the 15
We've got to keep
kilometers
going
road
forward.
sign.
Harasim does not have the energy. Stop doing the work. You guys are done. Vatsek at a 90 gets dropped by an attack group. It's going to come back together though. And does. But now it's Jorgensen and Gautharat? Sure. Montez, let's gel. It's a little early, but looks like we've got some counterattacks and attacks to a storm to weather. It should rule a bunch of these guys out, but because of the difficulty level, it never seems to actually do so. Kramer, Cantor. Vatsek hanging on to the energy. 19 chasing 4. They've got that slender advantage. There's the next. No? We're dropping riders. There is some definite fatigue here in the legs. Okay. Oh, what just happened? Vatsek was supposed to be following. Montez. It's the attacks. It's the counter. It's the bring it all together. Okay, 4.8K. And we are to the front. Now putting these guys under a little bit of pressure, but Montez is done. So Vatsek is solo. So we will not have a lead out, but right now he's still the front guy. 3K.
Attack by Lascano.
1.9. Just follow whoever's at the front. Oh, Montez is at the front, but he's not going to give me a proper lead out. .2. That's that coming forward. I got to start that sprint a little bit later for him because he doesn't have the resistance
A
to
great
compete.
win in the sprint of the strongman.
Violens, Mikkels, Jorgensen come through. Vatsek only 7th? Oh man, he was solidly 5th. And then the throw to the line, they got him.
The riders bringing up the rear have made it through sheer willpower.
But it is 7th. For Vatsek, not bad. 7th out of 23 riders there. Montez was 21st. Last in the group. He was out of energy. But Puck 36th. Harasim 62nd. It's top 10. I guess that's decent. Bjoleds is not a sprinter. He's very much Vatsek's base numbers. Of course, yes, they all get that plus 3.5 or so, right? It's not 80, so it's not a plus 4, but they are all getting difficulty bonuses, okay? But I'm used to that. We've had that for a very, very long time, and earlier in this series, we won a bunch of sprints when the format was different. But Mikkels, 75. Jorgensen's only a 69. He's got a lot of other strengths. Gauthier, 72. Max Cantor's a 75. Vatsek's a 72, 73 with 78 stamina. We didn't start sprinting. We were second wheel, so we were well positioned. Now, knowing he's not as great of a sprinter, we wait. All the way to 750 meters, I start the sprint. He still comes up 50 meters short, gets overtaken by a couple more guys, and goes from a 5th down to a 7th. But that means his red bar, which was 100% full when we started the sprint, and his yellow bar was pretty good, which a lot of those guys around us would not have been able to compete necessarily with that. But there was lots and lots of attacks and counterattacks. So I couldn't have just attacked and gotten away. They couldn't even attack and get away, and it's you versus the whole field. But his red bar lasted for 700 meters of sprint. We tried attacking with numbers in that previous race. About 600 meters, every single guy in the line was out of red bar. There's really nothing else we can do other than literally have the best sprinters on our team, which we've just either not unlocked or can't afford. A guy like Shaw isn't winning anything since these mechanics changed. Going for other guys that have better complementary attributes isn't doing anything. Vatsek's not winning anything like this. Sprints are just toast under the current mechanics. That's going to do it for this episode, though. We do get a couple of decent results out of this, couple top 10s in difficult races. The profiles just are not suiting us, so we'll move on to bigger, better options in the near future. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.